Birmingham City Council has declared this a major incident on Monday. The local government minister was instructed yesterday to go up to Birmingham and try and get both sides to talk, that is the City Council and the unions involved. But there's one group of people, of course, who've really hardly stopped work, and that's the pest controllers or rat catchers who are forced to deal with, you can imagine, ever-growing number of rats. And don't they breed particularly quickly, rats? Can't they have litters at, like, no speed, federal speed at all? There's only one way to find out. LBC's George Icke donned hopefully his Wellington boots, and went to find out.
Excuse me, sir, from LBC. Have you heard about these rats the size of cats, and have you seen one?
No, I haven't.
We're trying to track down rats the size of cats with the bin strikes. Have you seen any?
I can't say I have.
I've not seen any personally.
No?
No, something another. In Germany.
The Pied Piper of Hamelin?
Yeah, Pied Piper.
We've all seen the headlines of the huge rats plaguing the streets of Birmingham, but who is taking on the rodents running riot? I'm heading to a block of flats in the city centre to meet Wayne Newman, a pest controller from OpKill.
This isn't the first time that we've been here. We've been here several times over the last few weeks. And every time we're coming here, as you can see, the rubbish is getting higher and higher.
And within seconds of trampling over weeks' worth of rubbish, we made a discovery.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Now that seems pretty big. Is that the biggest that you're seeing at the moment?
No, we'll see bigger than that. That's he's probably fairly young, a few months old maybe.
But it's proving harder and harder for pest control to get rid of Birmingham's growing rat problem because the rubbish just keeps coming.
It's a battle that we can get on top of once all of this has been removed.
Because essentially this is an all-inclusive buffet for rats, isn't it? Shelter, food, everything.
Absolutely. In an ideal world, we would want all of this taken away. The hard part for a pest controller at the moment, and I know that we get customers saying poisons aren't working. Poisons do work. It's just trying to attract a rat to a poison rather than going to all the food they've got available.
Next up, we're visiting a housing estate around 5 miles away from the city centre. Just at this site we can see used nappies, yoghurt pots that have still got food in them, all sorts of matter of food waste and leftover takeaway boxes, and actually the bins are so full now that the lids actually don't shut anymore. Minutes after we arrived, a resident who's at their wits' end came over to speak to us.
We just want the end of the chaos, you know. It's the health and safety risk is the worst. Yeah, we want to get rid of that.
And Birmingham City Council have issued some considered public health advice, telling residents to double bag their rubbish. But Wayne's not sure it's going to help much.
No, they'll chew through timber gates quite comfortably. If a rat wanted to, he'll chew through the lid of this bin. He'll chew through that plastic.
That plastic?
Absolutely.
How long do you think this would take for it to continue building before people living in these properties are going to start to see flies coming through the windows, rats trying to make their way into the houses?
They're probably not far away from that already. Flies, probably a few more weeks, but rats, that's always the fear.
That dire warning from Wayne comes days ahead of fresh talks aimed at resolving the ongoing bin strike, which for people living here amongst this mess simply can't come soon enough.
That was LBC's George Icke reporting. Thanks to Wayne Newman from OpKill Pest Control for working with George. And the rat we have contacted George. He's helpfully said it's the size of a Sports Direct mug. Well, if you know Sports Direct, and that's one of the large mugs, that is a big mug. So I'm just imagining, Jonesy, that's 6 to 7 inches, probably 6. That's about 6 or 7 inches, isn't it? No, Jones, you wouldn't know. Probably about 6 or 7 inches. That's excluding the tail. That's the body of the rat. That is a chunky rat. Let's hope that peace breaks out now that the local government minister is on their way.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast on LBC.